I'll repeat, Larry Kudlow is with us this morning. All right, Larry, China's economy really slowing down. A, does that give us leverage? B, does it slow down the whole world economy?
Well, on B, the answer is probably yes. It'll slow down the world economy. On A, absolutely not. I mean, look at this disastrous trip. I mean, read the headlines, Stu.
Yeah, I did.
Beijing brush off Nixon's U.S. military channel. Blinken blinks on Taiwan independence. China seeks site in Cuba for joint training. While America sleeps, Communist China builds influence in the Caribbean. No discussion of the origins of COVID. Biden brushes off the Chinese balloon. And refusal to meet with Secretary of Defense Austin. I mean, come on. This is appeasement at its worst. No matter how bad China's economy is, they're running hard all around the world. We're running soft. I mean, I think the worst thing was
Larry, I want to know
Blinken's.
why we're running soft. Why are we consistently? We have a very soft approach to China. Why?
You're asking me for Biden's foreign policy? I mean, it's been a weak foreign policy from day one, Stu.
Well, have
it
they got
started
something
in
on
Afghanistan.
Biden? I mean, we hear all this about Hunter and the laptop and this, that, and the other, and bribery schemes, alleged bribery. Is that what they've got on our president? Is that having an impact?
You know, I'm going to say to you that the bribery is separate from the policy of appeasement. I mean, look. This foreign policy disaster started in Afghanistan, okay, with the incredibly catastrophic withdrawal and leaving Bagram Air Force Base and leaving $100 billion worth of high-tech equipment. That was the beginning. His diplomacy with Putin before Ukraine was a disaster. He's been soft on China from day one. No, I don't think you can simply attribute it to any of the bribery scandals or what has he got on it. This is a group that has never had a strong America first foreign policy. That's the long and short of it. It's completely diametrically opposed to the kind of toughness on the world stage that Donald Trump. I mean, look, Trump is the guy who rang the warning bell on China, all right, during the 2016 campaign and during his presidency. Trump is the guy who jacked up tariffs as a way of punishing China's recalcitrance. Then they did come to the negotiating table. What has this crowd done? The Biden crowd is afraid of their own shadow. They're intimidated by China. They have a human rights policy, not a tough America First policy. Look, let's not stop at China. They are about to make yet another bad deal in Iran. Okay, This is a travesty that they would go back and probably give $10 billion to Iran, which will be used to bomb Israel, to launch terrorism across the Middle East. I mean, look at the deal with Saudi Arabia. They, just because of human rights issues, they've ignored the rest of the alliance. They're not expanding the Abraham Accords. I mean, I need about an hour to go through all the catastrophe. So I just want to say, no. You can't just say, what do they have on Biden? This is a general poor world view that the Bidens share. It is an appeasement view from day one.
Got it. Now I'm going to change the subject and look at domestically. A guest on CNN called out the disconnect between the White House and the American people. This is interesting. Roll that tape, please.
All these things that people say they don't think they're in a great financial position. So it's hard for them to receive a message from the president saying, hey, you guys are doing better. Look what I've done. It's just, I think there's a disconnect there that, quite frankly, there's no easy answer for how the White House deals with that disconnect because they kind of don't really have a way to fix it.
The White House doesn't appear to see that disconnect. They keep plowing on with all this wonderful stuff about the economy. They don't see the disconnect, do they?
No, they don't. They think they're doing a spiffy job. Basically, the Bidens have taken a boom that was given to them by Trump and turned it into a bust. And some facts, some very quick facts. Real wages continue to fall. This is such an important indicator. And by the way, it's an indicator of presidential elections as well. I mean, real wages have dropped throughout Biden's presidency, I think 93% of the time, 26 straight months. Biden writes in a Wall Street Journal op-ed piece, Stu, that real wages for the bottom quintiles were falling. So we looked it up. The Committee to Unleash Prosperity looked it up. Antony looked it up. It turns out down 2 or 3% for the lowest quintiles. The two bottom quintiles both fell by 2 or 3%. Overall, wages have dropped about 2.5% after inflation. And look at, even though the year-to-year change in the CPI has slowed, the level of prices, which is probably the level of prices. The CPI has gone up 15.6%. The level of energy prices has gone up 31%. The level of gasoline prices has gone up about 35%. The level of grocery prices has gone up 20%. The level, so that's what people actually pay at the pump or in the supermarkets. And you know, this year-to-year change stuff doesn't tell the whole story. The Bidens don't get this. Inflation has killed the economy. We're barely growing at 1% for the last 5 quarters. This is going to be the 6th quarter. So, you know, it's kind of like their China policy. They're appeasing the economy.
I'll put you down as a skeptic on America's economy and Joe Biden. Larry, we'll be watching you at 4 o'clock this afternoon, right here, Fox Business. Thanks, Larry.